It's not the coffee I should be worried about, it's the pain from all the grey hair. Hi, I'm Matt and this is Not Enough Tech. This is Sonoff Zigbee Bridge and I've talked about it in this video, so you can take a look if you're not 100% sure why do you need one. Now I have some great news because it was flashed with Tasmota, and now I have one which currently rocks Tasmota and is able to pair not only Sonoff Zigbee sensors. I've talked about Zigbee sensors previously, there's only a couple of them and you can see the overview of the sensors in here, but thanks to Tasmota on this device you will be able to link other ecosystems like IKEA or Xiaomi. But before you open one of these, just bear in mind not everything is perfect yet. And while I was able to use different sensors from IKEA, Xiaomi or Sonoff, not everything's gonna work, and also because the flash method itself, it's very new, it's only a day or two old right now. And there are bugs that probably will happen, which gonna get squashed in the future. So if you're watching this probably a half a year or year from now, just go ahead and flash it anyway. So why would you flash a Sonoff bridge? Now, obviously to make it truly yours as with other Sonoff devices running Tasmota. But there is one additional benefit to it, is that you can actually disconnect the Zigbee sniffer and use a bridge like that in any location of your home to send information from your Zigbee network, which is brilliant if you're just getting started with building up your mesh. The flash itself, it's a two-step process. First, you have to flash ESP8266 with Tasmota and then load custom firmware onto the CC2530 Zigbee IC. So what do you need to actually hack it? First of all, to flash Tasmota on it, you'll need a soldering iron. Unfortunately, there is no OTA method to flash Tasmota right now on Zigbee Bridge, so there are dev pads exposed, and with the use of soldering iron, couple of pins, you'll be able to hook up your FTD programmer to a computer and use Tasmotizer. I've used the Tasmotizer in here if you want to learn more about this awesome device, to flash Tasmota on it. And for step 2, you're gonna need a Raspberry Pi or Linux computer. You can probably do it on Windows, but I had a lot of problems doing that via Windows, and the easiest way is just fire up SSH console and doing this way. But let's not get ahead of it ourselves, and I'll show you how to do it step by step. I would like to personally thank Stefan for helping me out, and everyone that actually contributed within that issue thread. Thanks a lot. Identifying the pins provided on the screens is pretty much easy, as all of them are labeled on the PCB itself, and then connect them to FTD programmer accordingly. Just double check for any errors. You're going to need 5 different cables just to connect them for flashing. This is pretty standard, so I've used a soldering iron just to quickly tap a couple of wires and connect them to my FTD programmer. Make sure the programmer is set to 3.3 volts if that's what you're using, and don't forget to set GPIO for 0. Now go to the Tasmota GitHub page, go to firmware and select the Zigbee version of the firmware as shown on the screen and download it to a folder. I'm using Tasmotizer. If you want, I have a video about the Tasmotizer, how to use it, but it's very simple. Just select the downloaded bin and then click to upload. The upload is going to take only a couple of moments and you should be able to restart the device. Make sure when you're restarting the device to unplug actually GPIO 0, otherwise you're going to be still stuck in the flash mode. Now send the config, so configure the SSID, and you don't have to configure the device itself, we're going to take care of it later. If you can't configure it via Tasmotizer, use AP point. Now all the commands are linked in the description. First we're just going to log into console in Tasmota and set it to a specific flash setting, which means once we're gonna push that command via console, you'll see those 2 buttons. Make sure toggle 2 is off and the toggle 1 is on. Now open Raspberry and install git and LRZ, whatever it's called. Then clone the repo for Tasmota, so you could have all the files. It's just the easiest way to do it, and that way you're not going to make any mistakes. And just navigate to the folder itself, which is Tasmota, tools, and then fw_Zigbee Bridge. Now you'll find 2 files in there. At this stage, you have to decide which firmware you're going to flash. This one is for Home Assistant, and the other one, 676, is for Zigbee to Tasmota. Now navigate back to Tasmota, open console, and start the TCP port 8888. Once this is rolling, just go back to the main menu and toggle a first toggle, so off and on again. Make sure the toggle 2 stays at off. Now that should provide you with some feedback in a console from the TCP command. So if you're gonna only see one line, something went wrong and this is not working, and you want to reset the CC2530 using Z reset and ground. That should get the ball rolling, and you should see additional commands from TCP. This is where you can actually start sending the file. So just type in the Tasmota IP into this command, and you will be able to push your OTA firmware into the CC2530. The process will take only a couple of moments. Just make sure you're pushing the file you want, because at this point you're gonna be either using Home Assistant or Zigbee to Tasmota. You'll also see the feedback in a Tasmota console. When the file is flashed, navigate back to main menu, because we have to reconfigure the Tasmota device. So just go to configuration and then configure order and paste the new template file. That's going to be linked in an article. Save the settings and reboot, and you're ready to start adding Zigbee devices. Just to do so, you'll have to add the Zigbee permit join 1, and you can see once the temperature sensor has been paired in this example, I can see the results in my Node-RED installation coming from that Zigbee bridge. Now that you're ready and flashed, you probably want to pair some sensors. This is something I will gonna cover specifically in a different video, as this is a quite broad subject to discuss as well. Now, if you want to jumpstart, all you have to do is just go to console and enable Zigbee permit join 1 to start pairing. Just bear in mind that this command is only going to set the Zigbee for 60 seconds into a pairing mode, in which you can use to pair your Zigbee sensors. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is still highly experimental and problems are bound to happen. So if you want something reliable and working for now, and if you don't have any Zigbee coordinator, you can take a look at this flashing guide to use CC2531 to get started with Node-RED or Home Assistant. As for now, do guys let me know how do you find it, whether you're gonna flash it and use Sonoff Zigbee Bridge in your system. And if you want to know when that's gonna be this pairing tutorial, it's best to follow me on social media to get instant notifications. Obviously, you know how YouTube works. I do not have to explain that to you. A lot of different people already did. I'm not going to be the one. But if you want to get fresh updates and see what am I up to, then follow me on the social media of your choice, and you'll get that notification whenever I post a new article or video. As for now guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.